And we've been working together for about 20 years. And just always, I mean, I'm telling you, work with everybody. 25, 30 years, you pretty much work with everybody. And entertainers, you hear a lot of stories about them. I'm going to tell you, they're all true. But the ones about Davy, I challenge anyone out here or in the world to come to me with a story, a bad story about Davy Jones. Tremendous individual, very rare kind of cat, because he really cared about his fans, and not to say that that the other entertainers don't care about their fans. Of course they do. They love their fans. Everybody does. Turn that phone on. Anyway, yes. But he really did. I'll give you a couple examples. One example was here, and I used this story a little bit earlier, but it's one of my favorite ones because you had to see the look on his face. Davy did one of his shows here, and just like this, the place was packed, and he just gave it his all. And he really gave his all. Thank you, Davy. He's watching. But he really gave his all. He's sweating and he's all done. I came out here and I thanked him with a standing ovation. I said, Davy, come on out here, just give another bow to your fans. And he said, Ron, I just love your fans out here in St. Charles, or my fans in St. Charles. And they're just always so warm. And I'd love to come out and give each one of them a kiss and a hug. I really would. Thank you and good night. And he walks out. And then, so I said good night to everybody. And thank you for coming. I went backstage and they said, Davy, I said, you know, we have this little meet and greet thing. He said, let me just towel off. What do you have, about 15 or 20? I said, well, I got a little problem. You just told 900 screaming fans you'd like to kiss and hug them. Nobody's leaving. And he gave this blank stare. I said, you're kidding, right? I said, what do you think, baby? And I'll tell you what, he came out in that hall, 4.5 hours. Every single person, and from the first smile to the one at the 4.5 hour mark, it was just as sincere and warm, and hugs and autographs, and just a wonderful guy. Another thing that happened up here, and a couple of these have been in the paper, so if I'm repeating them, but again, these are our favorite stories. Dean Martin's daughter. She's like a big sister to me. I mean, I've known her for a long time, worked together, Dean Martin family, and just a wonderful, classy, beautiful lady. Dave was going to appear here a couple of weeks from a time that I was just sitting with her on the phone. And I said, you know, I got Davy Jones coming in. She goes, my gosh, you know that Davy and I worked together. I said, really? She said, yes. In all those episodes, what is it, 58 episodes in 2 years, whatever it was? He said he's always being chased by girls, but he never really had a girlfriend, except for once. I was his girlfriend on the show. And I said, really? I said, anything else I should know about? She goes, well, actually, we did have an off-screen, you know, little romance at the time as well. So, and there's pictures. There's a great picture of Davy and Dina at what is that club down in LA? I can't think of it now. Anyway, one of those rodeo driving clubs. I mean, you could see that there was a real romance. And so I said, do you have this clip? Because I've never really seen it. She said, I'll send it to you. So I said, okay, great. So, again, this is a different time. Davy, come on back out. People are clapping after his show. And I said, Davy, I got a very special gift for you, a special surprise. I said, I want to show you something. Our big screen here came down, and we showed this clip of Davy and Dina talking at a soda shop, and the stars, so we did the stars in the eyes. It was really, really cute. The audience went crazy when they saw the clip, and Davy was like almost embarrassed. He said, yeah, that was me. I said, so Davy, who was that girl? He said, that was Dean Martin's daughter. How's my Davy? You have to wait? Okay. All right. So I said, Dean Martin's daughter? He said, yeah, beautiful. She was classy, lovely girl. I said, have you seen her in the last 40 years? He said, I have not. And I really, really would love to see her. I said, well, Davy, I got a surprise for you. Screen goes up. She's there like this. You think Elvis walked in. The place screamed. It was really tremendous. And they hugged, and it was a sincere hug. His jaw dropped to the ground. And then they sang Everybody Loves Somebody together on the stage. It was beautiful. I have another beautiful young lady I'd like you to meet. Come here, Bernetta. Come on, girl. She got a little football injury that's... Come here. So Bernetta and I have been, dating lately. She's, that's okay, she's got cash. So, no, here's the thing. I got an email from her daughter, Julie. How long ago? About 7 years? 6 years? It's about 6, 7 years ago. That, Davy Jones was coming. It's her favorite person, and she really wanted to introduce her to her mom, Bernetta. And I said, well, I kind of like to make that kind of stuff happen. So, why don't you tell us what happened?
Well, on my 80th birthday, that's some time ago, I was at the Harrington in the gazebo. And Davy, and he wasn't married to Jessica at that time. But it's a very small place. And we were sitting, and the cougar bear came. And he opened the door in that little gazebo. He couldn't get in, and Davy turned around and said, "What is that?" And the bear came in. But this man, I can't tell you about him, but I think that I have already won the Mega Million.
Amen.
Don't you say cash?
Because he chose me as his friend. But he chose everybody as his friend. And all I could think of, he was a real showman, and he loved everybody, but I think I love you for bringing this tribute.
So understand that this Davy Jones guy, who would ask me, this is how close we were and how much he loved St. Charles, I bring him in, usually the stars get here the day of. He would ask me to bring him 2 or 3 days earlier, and he would be known for just walking the streets of St. Charles, going into the shops, the restaurants. He just loved it here. And he actually would keep in touch with this young lady. And I found it interesting that you say, well, he wasn't married at the time. I'm not going to ask any questions. But he actually went to her 80th birthday party. Isn't that nice?
He was really beyond anybody. That was a real showman. There's nobody like me anymore. Maybe you are.
Okay, that's enough of that. Let's hear from Bernetta. Be careful. I got enough carpet. Don't fall. Good, okay. Hey, Michael, where you at? Where's Michael Bush? This is not Michael McDonald. Doobie Brothers, this is Michael Bush. Let's hear from Michael. She's hitting all the dudes. Hey. That's my woman, Michael. Let's go. Size don't count in this situation. Relax. Okay. I need a chair to stand on. What are you talking about? Now, Michael he's a very good friend for years and years and years of ours, and he's we call him one of the rock photographers, because he's got an amazing collection of sports and rock and roll photographs he's taken since like the 40s, right?
40s.
Something like that. Anyway, and he's got coffee table books coming out. Really, he's got this, is it the 60s museum? What is it?
This is the project we're trying to work on. Trying to get a 60s museum featuring all 60s memorabilia. Really trying to focus on the baby boomer generation.
It's really awesome. So anyway, the reason why Michael is here, he was obviously a very good friend, very close friend of Davy, but also acted as a personal road manager for Davy himself for many years, including, what was it, every Monkees reunion except for last year, right?
Yeah, I worked every Monkees tour. Met David probably 32 years ago, something like that. It was before all the Monkees hype started. And he was, actually at the time, he was living very eager. He had one of the fame. He was really successful at the time in Japan, but that success never carried over here to the States, which is strange.
Well, the Japanese love the little guys, I can tell you that. So tell me though, you had I know you're very, very close to them. I mean, what you tell us, we all know on the outside looking in for the most part, what kind of a guy was Davy? Was it all a facade? Was he really, really that wonderful? Did he really have a big heart?
I could go on for hours, but David was very aware of his celebrity, and he loved the attention. He really did, and he loved all his fans. He truly, that's not just a line or some corny things. He truly loved all his fans. Like the story of you putting him out there and signing. I've seen that happen many, many, many nights. We'd stay there until the last person got their autograph. We did book signings back in the early 90s, late 80s. And I remember we went once to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we walked into the place, and all you could see was faces to the back. It wasn't even a concert, this was a book signing. And when he hit the stage, the amount of screams, you could feel it in your face. It was like Beatlemania. You could feel it, just the sheer power of the voice hitting you, coming your way. It was unbelievable. And the only other time I'd seen that topped was when Michael joined them on stage in '86 at the Greek Theater in LA. And at the time in '86, MTV did wonders for them. They put them back on the map, they introduced them to a new young audience, and the shows were sellouts across the country. It was the highest grossing tour that year, which is surprising considering the other people out on the road. But the one LA gig, I wish I could tell you the date, it was September, I believe, and they were out, and the screens were crazy just for the 3 months. But then Mike Nesmith walked out, and you could feel it actually raise. And I said, if there had been a roof on the creek, it would have been blown off. But I don't want to get away from the fact that we're talking about David. That was just some experiences that were really enjoyable, being with the monkeys. But on the solo tours, a lot of times it was just him and I. We used to travel together. It was just the two of us. We'd go out walking, we'd explore the cities. He introduced me to a lot of unusual food. Well, he was a pretty worldly guy because the monkeys were in like 56 countries or something like that. So he had experience being all over the world. But the guy had a heart of gold. He had a heart of gold.
Didn't he do a little something for your wife?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. My wife, unfortunately, had some health issues the last few years. She was in the hospital. He was scheduled to play at a concert somewhere. And she got out of the hospital and I called him and said, I don't know if we're going to be there or not. She's getting out of the hospital today. And he said, don't worry about it. So we got out of the hospital. She says, I want to go to the show. I want to go to the show. I want to go see Davy. I said, okay. So I drove her, went to the sound check, went to the hotel room. And she was still shaky after he looked up and she wanted to go. And he saw her, if you want to say fragile state. And he said, wait right here. He went inside, he went to the desk, I didn't even notice. He went and bought her a room. He booked her a room so she could lay down for 4 hours because the show wasn't going to start until later. And that's the kind of guy he was.
So you're telling me he was a great guy because he bought some through a hotel room. I gotta be an amazing individual. No, it's really, there was no sleeping whatsoever. Thank you. I'll let that one sit out there for a minute. Michael, one last thing real quick here. You told me about a picture. It was kind of interesting. It's kind of a little creepy in a way, but I think it's interesting. Tell me about the specific shot.
When we got the news that he had talked to his sister that day, and to be honest, it's been a month, and I still haven't grasped the fact that he's gone. It's really hard. And there was the funeral arrangements were so tight that a lot of people didn't get to see him. So there really wasn't a lot of closure for a lot of us. But one day, during the day, it was like the day after he passed, I'm thinking about this photograph. I remember, because I worked all the tours in England when we were over there, and he took me to his parents' grave one day to see where his mom and dad were buried. And he said, see that space right next to him? I said, that's my plot. So he proceeded to lay down and ask me to take a picture of him laying there.
Oh, no.
Somewhere in my files I have that.
Kind of, well, Michael,
I couldn't help thinking of that.
it is. Well, Michael, thank you. I know it was very special. I know it was very difficult for you, too. Let's hear one more time, Michael Bush. And let me do one other thing here, real quick. Where's Juliana? There you go. This is my daughter, Juliana. It was just her birthday. She's 22. Hey, how old are you? 7. Okay. All right. You're going to help us. Here's what we do, folks. I don't know if some of you guys haven't been here before, but we like to do these little things real quick. We're going to give a couple things away into the audience. So here's what we're going to do. Now, we're going to select the numbers. I did this before. You know when you're at a wedding and it's whoever's birthday is closest? Okay, so everyone pick, talk amongst yourself, and in the row, whose birthday is closest today? I'm kidding. Are you kidding me? You actually did that? No, okay. Reach under your seat, because I have a number. Look at, I didn't do that either.
Oh, we're all over it. Oh, he's mean.
This lady came up with some gum. She was like, what is this? Okay, no, here's what I did. It's ingenious. You're gonna love this. Okay. We numbered every seat on these poker chips. What we're gonna do, open it up. Just hold it there for me, Will. All right, Juliana, you pick that out real quick. Okay. What do we got? All right. This is 205. Section 205, FF11. You got it? After the show, go to the box office, pick up your prize. You've got 2